And we can't have it both ways. We can't have, our young people feeling inspired and think about their future when we are basically loudly telling them that they don't have a future. And that I think that hopelessness is something that we need to do a better job of leaders, or we're going to lose a very important pipeline of talent.
Like, God, this is great. She started with hope, because we all need a bit of hope at the moment with the world we're living in. And you say in the book that we're kind of experiencing a surge of hopelessness, particularly among Gen Z, which is deeply affecting organizational's future readiness. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you started there with this lack of hope that seems to be hitting our world?
I went back and forth between whether we should have purpose as the number one piece, because what fractured in the last 6 years is people they're starting to detach from work, and there's less of an identification with it. And so that purpose is really important. And that loss of purpose has really catalyzed a lot of dissatisfaction. But when you look at what actually gets people to achieve goals, and we need to have people achieving some of the biggest innovation goals that we've ever seen ever yet in work history, you need to have hope. And I love that I interviewed these military leaders, and this has been something that hope is a strategy, has been a plan within the military for a long time, probably 50 or more years. They've talked about how you can't send someone out on a mission where they're risking life or death unless that they have hope that they are going to be able to succeed. But Snyder's theory, which is what I reference, is really, it's about having a goal, but then having pathway thinking. So you don't just have a plan A, and the only way is that, is straight to the finish line. And we all know that life is very circuitous. There's a lot of stuff that comes in between us and our goals. And so his theory is that we need to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. And the more that we sort of prepare, and the more we have agency and autonomy to get to those goals, the more likely we are to achieve them. And also, just in this era of hopelessness, the latest World Happiness Report came out, and everywhere in the world is happier except for the West. And when you look at Canada, US, UK, Australia, it's really disturbing, especially for young people. Like, you look in Canada, for example, and you may be 24th ranking on the list, but when you index for 25 and under, it's 71 is the ranking. And in the other Western countries, it's between 122 to 133 on the list of 168 countries. So our youth and our Gen Zs that are about to make 30% of our workforce don't feel like they have a place in the future of work. How are you? We're so frustrated, and Gen Zs are lazy and entitled. They want well-being. You know what? Have you given them a reason to feel like they should be putting in their time and investing in your company when, right now we're seeing companies like Meta tracking people so that they can make themselves obsolete? I mean, that's the kind of thing that's happening.
And you mentioned there Charles Snyder, which I also pulled out something from the book on that, because I really liked he saw hope as a cognitive process characterized by goals, pathways, and agency.
I totally agree. And you know what I think is, and I say this in my talks, this is a regular thing in my talks. I have this one slide, and it's, Admiral McRaven. For anyone that hasn't seen his commencement address, he's just this incredibly amazing speaker. And he has this commencement address that says, if you want to change the world, make your bed. And his idea is that, and he's been in the military, and they always, were very careful about how they made their bed. And when you look at the science behind this, the psychological science, is that when we accomplish small goals, when we start our day, whatever that day is, whatever that time of day is, if we accomplish a small goal, our brain subconsciously gets this gear going that says, oh, I did this small thing. Now I can do a bigger thing. And so when you think about someone that's dealing with depression, like really serious depression, a therapist will say, just get out of bed, and the next thing is make your bed. Right now, we need to, in a state of hopelessness, have really small goals and be celebrating small goals. And at work, stop celebrating the milestone that you hit in a year. Celebrate the day-to-day goals. Celebrate the weekly goals, the monthly goals.
I was
Mhm.
thinking as well when I was reading that section in the book, I was thinking about my own experience. I know lots of people have this experience of working for a micromanager where you lose all agency and it
Yes.
does impact hope. Like I remember just thinking when I worked for this total micromanager, I was like, my God, I have no energy to come in here any day
Yeah.
now because I've lost all hope. And you shut down.
You really do because you don't feel any sense of accomplishment if everything is overprocessed for you. And you're just compliant, you don't feel good. There's no intrinsic motivation, and why would we wanna take someone's intrinsic motivation away from them? And I talk a lot about how, micromanagers become micromanagers, and a lot of it is, a breakdown in communication. A lot of it is they have expectations on them, and then when someone makes a mistake and it impacts them, they get very frightened. Or, people like if you have a micromanager, I always say just tell them what you're doing all the time, and then like just give them a don't make it so they have to come to you, go to them. And I think that's this whole issue is that micromanagers, sometimes they're born, but a lot more often they're made. And so we need to recognize that there's ways to stop that, but we also need micromanagers to realize you're only making your job harder. It actually shows up in their toxic and chronic stress, so it makes them more likely to burn out. It's not helpful for them, but when you are trying to build hope, you cannot have hopeful people that are only compliant based. It's just an oxymoron. It does not work.